ladies, my name is Jamie. Hey, thanks for watching. This video is about being a nice girl. Do men like nice girls? Are you too nice? Are there things that you are doing that cause this man to disrespect you? So let's take a look at that. We all know the girl that's so nice. In fact, I coach women and sometimes I tell them, you're being too nice. You are giving this man too much. You are investing way too much in him. These women are driving these men around, cooking dinner for them, doing their laundry, paying for their vacations, just absolutely insane, crazy stuff. But then we all know the woman that's so mean to her guy. She's so hateful and rude and disrespectful. But you know what? A lot of times he stays with her. Now, I'm not telling you that you need to be that hateful, rude, witchy woman, because I don't think any high-value woman is that woman. And a man may stay with that woman for a short period of time because maybe he's getting some other kind of benefit. But over a long period of time, you see couples that are married and the woman is just so controlling and hateful, and that man is absolutely miserable. So we don't want to be that woman, but we can't be too nice either. I knew a guy that was dating this girl and she was so nice. She just did everything for him. And finally I asked him, I said, why don't you ask her to marry you? She's so nice. He said, yeah, that's the problem. She's too nice. He started disrespecting her. He grew tired of her, dumped her. So there is this fine line. We don't want to be the witchy, hateful, demanding, controlling woman, but we can't be too nice either. So what do? Well, let me tell you, you have to have reciprocal investment. I see women investing too much. We're nurturers, we are carers, and we do invest. We like taking care of people. Maybe you like to cook or you like to clean and you enjoy doing that. But if this man is not investing in you, you're being too nice and you need to stop. It's fine to cook him meals, but then he needs to mow your yard. You get the picture, right? So let's go over what are some things that if you do on a consistent basis without getting something in return, you're being too nice and he's going to tire of you. So let's take a look at that. The first thing is having sex too soon. I see so many women that are so desperate for love, validation, attention, and affection, and they just jump into a sexual relationship before they know if they're exclusive, before there's been any type of commitment, before they've had a conversation about relationship goals. What do you want later in life? Women, you just need to tell this man, hey, we're not going to have a sexual relationship until I know that we are on solid ground. I know that we're exclusive. I know that we're committed. You need to have that conversation. Also, I see women sometimes giving this man whatever sexual kind of desire he wants. So she really tries to please him in the bedroom, doing whatever that he wants to do. But yet she's not getting her needs or desires met. So again, that needs to be stated. She needs to say, hey, I love pleasing you in the bedroom, but there's some things I want you to do too. And I know those are sometimes tough conversations to have, but if you're that close and that intimate, ladies, you have to stand up for yourself, even in the bedroom. Also, nice girls clean his house. They cook for him. Do not do that. You don't need to be cooking this guy every meal. Now you may say, yeah, but he doesn't really know how to cook and he doesn't have much food in his house. That's fine. He can eat hot dogs. He can eat cold hot dogs. He can eat popcorn. But you do not need to be cooking every meal for him. You do not need to be cleaning his house or doing his laundry. I knew this one lady and she was always doing her boyfriend's laundry, and he worked in a job where he got really oily and greasy. She would hand wash his clothes outside in a bucket, spray them down with stain remover and scrub them really good, and then throw them in her washer and dryer. And he ended up breaking up with her. She was just too nice. She did too much for him. Don't be taking him food. If he's working somewhere and didn't pack his lunch, well, then he just is going to go hungry that day. Again, every once in a while, you can take him food. Don't pack his lunch. Don't run his errands for him. You are not his mom. You are not the errand girl. Don't be buying things or taking things over to his house for him. Oh, I noticed that you were out of toothpaste, so I just bought you some. Oh, I noticed that you could use some more dish towels, so I just brought some of mine over. Again, you're not his personal shopping assistant. Let him take care of those things. If you are texting or calling too much, That also not only shows you're just so nice, it shows you're a little desperate and needy. Let this man initiate calls and text with you. Once he initiates, then of course you can reciprocate that. You can respond. But this man needs to be the lead, if you want to say. I know women hate to hear that. I don't want some guy to be the lead of the family, and I don't want to have a relationship where it's the patriarchy. Listen, ladies, I'm just telling you, let him take the lead in investing in you. And you sit back and see what kind of effort he puts in. You can always reciprocate that effort, but don't initiate all of that right off the bat. You let him do that. Now, once you guys have been in a relationship for a long time, then those conversations can just go back and forth and flow naturally. But in the beginning, let this man invest in you with conversation. Before we go any further, I have a website coming out soon called she'severyday.com. Hit the like, hit the follow so you can be notified when that comes out. There will be links to coaching with me. There will be some e-courses, my published books on there, links to these videos, and a podcast, she'severyday.com. So I look forward to seeing you on that website soon. Do not be planning all of the dates or making these special things for him. Let's say one weekend you have a picnic planned. That's fine. But then the next weekend you say, oh, let's go to the movies. I have this picked out. And then the next weekend you do something else really special for him. Let him take the initiative and plan some of these special things. Do not go over to his house every time he calls you. He may get off work late and call and say, hey, you want to come over? There are times you need to say, oh, you know what? I'm just really enjoying staying in and kind of doing my own thing tonight. Do not be his beck and call girl. Don't have him always come to your house either, though. There needs to be, again, this back and forth. I know you might be in a relationship where maybe he has a roommate or you're still living with your family or something like that, and going to one or the other person's house is more convenient. That's fine. But if you both have your own places, he needs to do some of the traveling. You don't need to be getting out in rainy, cold weather, going over to his house because he doesn't want to come over to yours. Do not pay his bills. You are not his financial provider. Again, there may be a point in time where he's going through some financial struggles. And if you've been together for a long period of time, maybe you plan on getting married, maybe you live together. Okay, some of that, maybe you want to help him out, especially if he helps you out, that's fine. But you do not need to be paying all of this man's bills. I would even tell you, don't even pay for dates very much. Again, every once in a while you can say, hey, let me treat you out to dinner. But men pay for what they value. Men will pay big money for something that they want. And if he values you, he will pay for those dates. Do not drive him everywhere. You are not his chauffeur. If his vehicle breaks down and he needs a ride, that's fine. But generally, you don't want this man mooching off of you. Now, when it comes to touch, men like to be touched. It's fine to give him a back rub or run your fingers through his hair. If he likes that, give him a foot rub, whatever. But he needs to be doing the same for you. Do not accept last minute plans with him. If he hits you up at the last minute and says, hey, you want to go do something tonight? And you just eagerly jump to it, again, you look desperate. Do not do that. I would tell you, don't accept a date unless he gives you 48 to 72 hours notice. Any man should give you that amount of time. Now, again, if you've been in a committed relationship for a while and it's just kind of a standard thing that you're going to see each other every weekend, that's fine. But don't let him cancel plans on you last minute either. I understand things come up, but if he's always canceling plans with you and you're just taking it, you need to stop that. You're being way too nice. Do not let him treat you poorly. Do not let him go days without texting you, and then when he does, you just jump eagerly right back into a conversation or relationship with him. Do not let him disrespect you in front of his friends or your friends. Do not let him put you down, be rude, anything like that. If you just take that, again, you're being so nice, but you also look like you don't have any standards or boundaries, and he will disrespect you. Let me tell you a story about the ultimate nice girl and what happened to her. So she would do everything for this guy. She would bring him food. She would run errands for him. She would clean his house, cook for him, do his laundry. Well, one day she was at his apartment doing all of this stuff for him, and he came home and he was just irritable. He was in a bad mood and he was just being so rude and disrespectful to her. And she was getting angry about it, but she didn't say anything. She, in fact, finished cooking the meal for him, laid it all out on the table, and then she left. She walked out. He knew that he was being a jerk. He told me, he said, I felt kind of bad. I was being so rude to her. But at the same time, I lost all respect for her because she stayed and finished the meal and she took my bad behavior. He ended up dumping her because he just lost all respect for her. So ladies, do not be that nice. A relationship should be a win-win. So Stephen Covey wrote a book called 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And one of his habits is there needs to be a win-win. You need to win in the relationship. He needs to win in the relationship. If you are doing too much for this man, you're being too nice, you are in a lose-win relationship. You are losing, he is winning. And that never works out. So you need to insist on a win-win or no deal. Ladies, you can tell this man, I feel like I'm not being appreciated. You're taking me for granted. I keep giving and giving and you keep taking and taking. This relationship needs to be one of win-win or no deal. I'm out. Ladies, I want to see you win, and I know it's hard to stop doing those really nice things and just back away, but I promise you, if you do, he will respect you much more and he will start investing more. So ladies, don't be such a nice girl. Have your standards, have your boundaries. This relationship needs to be reciprocal. God bless you guys. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. I will see you next time.